The Absa Off-Road Championship moves around South Africa and neighbouring territories, and next up on the calendar was Bloemfontein for the Human Auto 400, the penultimate round of the National Series. The Human Auto 400 was making its second appearance on the Absa Championship calendar, and this year was based at the Brug military base on the outskirts of the Free State capital. Race headquarters, the designated service park and the start-finish were all located here, which met all the infrastructure requirements for a race of this nature. The Human Auto 400 is the premier motorsport event of the year in the Free State, with Human Auto a family business that has strong links with the local community.
Human Auto is a company that's been doing business in Bloemfontein for 60 years. And I think it's our way of giving back to Bloemfontein, the wider public of Bloemfontein that support us every day, every year. And it's just a fun thing to say thank you, come and enjoy a very nice day with us.
Military activity at De Brug has been scaled down in recent years, with the South African National Defence Force only too happy to make the facility available to the race organisers. The Defence Force took the opportunity to set up a static display with military vehicles also on show, with the race a temporary diversion in training activity at the base.
Yeah, well, it has an influence on our training, but we had a way to get around it, so it's not a problem. But it's also to our benefit, because if you don't use the facilities, you know, it becomes a problem. So the more it's being used, the more it's maintained.
The decision to base the Human Auto 400 at the Brug was a joint initiative between the South African Defence Force and the South African Off-Road Car Racing Association.
Well, you know, the Absa Off-Road Championship likes to be seen all over the country. We're working with the SA Defence Force. We're using their infrastructure. It helps us, and I'm sure it'll help them because it gives them a bit of publicity. It's really the private industry utilising semi-government type infrastructure, which is to the benefit of both parties.
With the Production Vehicle Championship delicately poised with 2 events remaining, the Human Auto 400 took on added interest. The event was given further impetus by the announcement at the Johannesburg International Motor Show that Toyota, with help from Imperial Holdings, would field 2 Toyota Hilux entries for Janelle de Villiers and Duncan Force in the 2012 Dakar Rally in South America.
Yeah, it's great, and the whole team is really upbeat, and it's good to see Janelle's intensity about the whole thing. He's excited. It's a South African effort. Dakar's the next big step for us, and Toyota's got some exciting opportunities there.
For multiple South African champion Duncan Voss and co-driver Rob Howie, the opportunity to compete in the most famous long-distance race in the world is a dream come true.
Oh, it's a dream, and obviously it's the pinnacle of an off-road driver's career, and luckily for me and Robbie, we've managed to get a chance to do it, and we're going to take it with both hands and try and deliver on the job.
Superstar Janelle de Villiers won the Dakar Rally with Volkswagen in 2009, and the love affair with the world's toughest motor race will continue for South African off-road legend Alfie Cox, who'll be making his 11th appearance in the classic event.
Yeah, you know, I started with a motorcycle, 7 times on the bike, and you want to walk away from it, but it's 11 times coming up now, and it's crazy, really. It's like a drug, you go back to that race. But this year, for next year, very exciting things for us. We're in the new Volvo, a Swedish-made vehicle. Very exciting at the moment.
Making a welcome return to action and having his first outing of the season was Bloemfontein driver George Barkhuizen.
Hey, it's wonderful to be back, even though this is only a one-off race. Being out for the whole year, whole season, it's very nice to be back, and you only realize how you miss it when you've been out for that time.
The ABSA Championship is the jewel in South African motorsport's crown, and working from a solid base, off-road racing is attracting new talent like circuit racer Henny de Klerk, who is making his debut in the ex-RFS Toyota Hilux.
Well, at the moment I'm racing on the Pro Tour, and I met Terence. We chatted about, the off-road racing, and I just thought, let me go with him for a test drive one day, and it was just awesome, and from there on I just couldn't say no. So found the car, bought the car, and now we're here, so we're looking forward to the next chapter.
Pretoria-based Thomas Rundle is a seasoned campaigner, but leading the Production Vehicle Championship is a new experience for him.
Yeah, it's two races to go, leading the championship. Never been in this position. It's sort of what I've always wanted to do. But we've just got to consolidate. We need two good results. I mean, the championship's close, but we're looking forward to it.
The Barton Tyres Services pair of Thomas Rundle and Juan Moore took to Bloemfontein a 15-point lead in the Production Vehicle Championship, but half a dozen teams were still in the title race.
The top 5 seeded crews draw for starting order on the Donaldson Prologue, which determines grid positions for the race. The grid can play an important role in the outcome of an off-road event, and the Donaldson Prologue is effectively a race within a race. The Team Castrol Toyota crews of Anthony Taylor and Chris Birkin and Duncan Foss with Rob Howie drew the first 2 start positions, with the Toyota teams to be followed by reigning SA champions Chris Visser and Japie Badenhorst in their Team Ford Ranger.
The 60-kilometre Donaldson Prologue was to be run almost entirely within the confines of the De Brugge military base and would give crews their first taste of what was an entirely new route for the Himan Auto 400.
The Team Castrol Toyota combination of Anthony Taylor and Chris Birkin have made a habit this season of winning Donaldson Prologues. The pair were at it again this time out, and a clean run saw the versatile Taylor and Birkin eke out a 23-second advantage over the Team Ford Ranger of reigning South African champions Chris Visser and Japie Badenhorst. Visser and Badenhorst were looking for their second win of the season and needed a good result to revive their championship hopes. The Team Ford crew were the meat in a Toyota sandwich and were just 6 seconds ahead of the second factory Castrol Toyota Hilux of Duncan Foss and Rob Howie, who were also looking for a second win this season.
Teamwork in the cockpit is a prerequisite for success in off-road racing, and the Duncan Foss-Rob Howie combination is now in its second season, with the pair having established a good working rapport. An exciting challenge awaits Foss and Howie on next year's Dakar Rally in South America, and the Toyota crew went into the Free State race lying joint second in the Production Vehicle Championship. Former Randstad crew Pikkie Labuschagne and Rikus Erasmus also have a good working relationship, and the reigning Class E champions have been a revelation since joining the Premier SP class ranks in the Rubicon Toyota Hilux. With a maiden win on the 4x4 MegaWorld 400 under their belts, a solid run took them into 4th place, and with only 39 seconds separating the first 4 cars, the platform was set for an exciting race.
Local crew Louw de Bruin and Rian Greiling also put together a solid run and were rewarded with 5th in the Rubicon Ford Racing Ranger, now sporting a V8 engine. The Bloemfontein pair were only 16 seconds behind Labuschagne and Erasmus and had an 18-second advantage over Alfie Cox and Jürgen Schroeder in the PS Laser Nissan Navara. It was Cox's first outing since this year's Dakar Rally, with the former SA champion a little ring rusty. Veteran former SA champion Hannes Grobler was sitting out the race but must have been impressed with teenager Lance Woolridge. Out in the second factory Team Ford Ranger, the Peter Maritzburg youngster and Ward Huxtable finished only 2 seconds behind Cox and Schroeder.
Off-road racing is a family affair, and Hugo and Jaap de Bruin are just one of a number of father and son combinations competing at national level. The De Bruins brought the Micran XL Toyota Hilux home in 8th place and were 19 seconds behind young Lance Woolridge and Ward Huxtable. The De Bruins came home with 12 seconds to spare over championship contenders Terence Marsh and George Smallberger in one of the 2 Regent Racing Nissan Navaras. The experienced Marsh and rookie co-driver Smallberger teamed up at the start of the season, and going into the Himan Auto 400 had put together a 100% finish record that saw them lying joint second in the Production Vehicle title race.
There was a good turnout of enthusiasts at spectator points, with the route turning out to be a challenge for competitors. The top 10 among the production vehicles were completed by Northwest Province veterans Jannie Visser and Joks Leroux in the International Toyota Hilux. The experienced former Class E champions were one of the crews still in championship contention, with consistency a forte. Behind Visser and Leroux, reigning champions Dion Venter and Ian Palmer led home the Class D contingent in the 4x4 Mega World Toyota Hilux. A little further back, Bloemfontein pair Gerald Leroux and Walter Hickley were running at the front of the Class E contingent in their Rubicon Racing Ford Ranger. They were followed by Class D championship leaders Jack and Sarel Oosthuizen, who politely moved out of the way to let through Dirk Pitter and Koos Claessens, who were running second in Class E in the Seasway Toyota Hilux, and Johan and Werner Horn in the Malalan Toyota Land Cruiser, which finished second in Class D.
Back at race headquarters, service crews swung into action to ready their chargers for the next day's battle. And from race crews, there was a favourable reaction to the new route for the race.
Yeah, I must say it's very different to what it was last year. I must say the guys have done an absolutely fantastic job laying out a route here for us. It's what I like, tight and twisty, very technical.
We're very happy with the Fords. They're right up there, both of us in the top 10. So we're happy. The cars are good, no problems with them, and they were under strict instructions to not break them today because I think they're in for a rough day tomorrow. So I think we have to conserve a little bit today, and you know the race is tomorrow. So, but yeah, we're very happy with the cars. No problems with them this evening, and have an early night and back here tomorrow.
Nee, baie lekker. Ek moet sê die kar is vir die eerste keer nou in 'n lang tyd reg. So ons het lekker gery en ja, ons het baie geniet. Lekker tyd en vinnige dele ook baie lekker.